Hello, my name is Kevin West. This is my independent study project. This project has undergone a number of different variations, configurations, things like that. So now I'm just mixing and matching my recordings in order to make an improved final product. So the video that I'm about to show was part of an already recorded bit that I scrapped, but I want to keep this part because I think it's going to be pretty helpful and useful to follow along and see my processes and things like that. So in this video, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be showing my process for creating my own custom fWAR fWAR calculator for pitchers and explaining how to make your own. So you can just follow right along with me and understand my processes and see what I did. So I hope you enjoy it and I hope you learn something pretty cool. Thank you.
So what I'll do is I will make a brand new page here. And I'll call it, oh, I can't see what it's, okay, because my camera's in the way. I'll just call it demo. And we're going to follow along with this fWAR example here. So let me move this over here. And so we're going to walk right through how to do this all. So first we're going to need the pitcher's name, the year. So you can just fill this in, Marcus Stroman, 2016, boom. Then, so it says, don't worry if you're off by 0.1 WAR. We're going to see consistently we're off by about, I think, 1.185 is what I found in the rest of my Google Sheets, and I'll walk through that in a little bit. But let's just walk through, just bare bones from scratch. How do we, using a calculator, using this Google Sheets, how do we calculate wins above replacement for Marcus Stroman? So, here's the basic construction of it. Unfortunately, it's not going to be this simple. We're going to be making several variables. So yeah. So here we can just see here that the first construction that we're going to be making is the infield FIP constant. So now I'm just going to run through strictly calculations. So what do we need? We need the MLB ERA. Don't get confused. It says league ERA. We need MLB ERA, as it says here. So make sure not to get confused by that. So then we also need MLB walks, MLB hit by pitch, MLB strikeouts, MLB infield fly balls, MLB innings pitched. So where are we going to get this information? Let's go to Fangraphs. And another just very valuable skill is being able to traverse these websites, right? So let's go to Fangraphs and figure out where we find these things. So what I do is I go to leaders. We're dealing with 2016, but we can just, it brings up this very nice screen. We don't have to just keep pressing next year. We can just go to single season 2016 because that's the year that we're dealing with this example. So we want the league stats and all leagues. So great. So what was the MLB ERA? It's tough to do this on one screen. And then we're going to want to go to standard because that's where we'll find most of the good information. So the ERA was 4.19. The total walks was 15,088. Hit by pitch 1651. Strikeouts 38982. Infield fly balls. Oh, this one's it doesn't give it to you right away. So you have to go to custom reports. Let's duplicate this page so we don't lose all this. Duplicate page. Let's make a custom report. Let's clear all this. Let's go to the hamburger. I've been on this website kind of nonstop for the last couple of days or weeks, really. So that's why I know how to navigate so quickly. I think I passed. Oh no, I did. we're gonna go find IFFB, infield fly balls. We're gonna pass that through there, and we're gonna create, and then boom, that's how many infield fly balls there were in MLB in 2016. So 4, 2, 3, 4. And then how many innings pitched were in MLB? 4, 3, 306. It says 0.1, but that's really a third. So a third of an inning. All right. So back to here. We got all that stuff. So now we can calculate the IFFIP constant. So let's make ourselves some space. Let's do it right here. IFFIP constant. And now that equals league ERA. Let's do that. Minus parenthesis 13 times home runs. Oh, did we not get home runs? Oh, we didn't get home runs. Oops. Let's add. Why is it not letting me? Okay. Let's add another column. Okay, because we missed home runs. Whoops. All right, how many home runs? 5, 6, 1, 0. All right. So again, the IFFIP constant is the league ERA minus 13 times home runs plus, gotta be careful with the parentheses, 3 times parentheses walks plus hit by pitches, parenthesis minus parenthesis 2 times parenthesis strikeouts plus infield fly balls, parenthesis divided by innings pitched, parenthesis, boom. Okay, now let's make sure we got the same thing. Boom. Awesome. So it's immediately very satisfying to see, oh, we got the same thing. So awesome. Now let's input Stroman's stats. So I denote this with P. So we need PHR, home runs, P walks, P hit by pitch, PK, PIFB, PIP. And then there's going to be other stuff we need as well down the line. So that's why I'm leaving a little bit of room. So IFFIP. But now we need to find this for Stroman. So let's open another page of Fangraphs. Let's go to Marcus Stroman. Now we're going to want... Oh, did I pass what I want? Oh, no, this is good. Yeah, okay, 2016. What did he do in 2016? So I'm going to highlight some of this so it's not lost when I transfer windows. Okay, how many home runs did he allow? He allowed 21. How many walks did he allow? 54. How many hit by pitch? 4. Strikeouts? 166. Infield fly balls, it says right there, 7. How many innings pitched? 204. Nice round number. Okay. All right. Now, what other information? So, is that all we need here? Oh, awesome. Okay, it is. All right. IFFIP equals parentheses 13 times pitcher home runs plus 3 times walk plus hit by pitch. Parentheses minus 2 times strikeouts plus infield fly balls. 1, 2, 3 divided by innings pitched. Plus, now we're going to want to add the IFFIP constant. Boom. Okay. Now 3.83, yeah, so 3.84, that would just round to that. So the person that made this, I believe his name is Neil Neil Weinberg, he's doing some rounding, and we're not. We're very precise here. So okay, next, so we're gonna use this adjustment factor, and so we're gonna need MLB RA9. And this is tricky because Fangraphs doesn't have this. Let's just open another. I'll prove my point real fast. Fangraphs does not have RA9. It's actually Baseball Reference where we're gonna go find it. Okay, let me glossary, pitching stats, more, complete list of statistics, and if we control F, RA9, it has RA9 WAR, which is just not what we're looking for. So we're gonna go to Baseball Reference. I googled Baseball Reference RA9 earlier, but I'll just do it from scratch here. So Baseball Reference, we are gonna go to I believe we go to leaders, and then what year we're looking at 2016, and then we're gonna go to pitching, and we're gonna go to value because it's underneath value. So yep, here it is, RA9. So if we want to go all the way to the bottom, we see RA9 for the league is 4.52. Awesome. So it's funny, we have to use Baseball Reference to calculate Fangraphs WAR, because RA9 is one of the stats that Fangraphs uses to calculate Fangraphs WAR, but does not show on their website. I mean, if we wanted to, we could just calculate RA9 ourselves, but you know, why do that when you can just find it on a website? So I believe that's all we need Baseball Reference for this demonstration. All right, so what is next? The adjustment. So the adjustment equals RA9 minus ERA. Boom. 0.33. Exactly. So now, whoops. We're going to do fWAR9, and that is going to be our value of IFFIP plus our value of the adjustment. Boom. And we should be getting 4.167. We get 4.17. So awesome. Now we're going to scale by park factor. And this is again this is where we see Fangraphs' first error. Maybe not error, just the fact that this very detailed explanation is unfortunately out of date. So we're gonna say PPF, pitcher park factor, and to find park factor, we're gonna open up another Fangraphs tab. We are gonna go to glossary here, guts, and park factors. And we're going to change the year to 2016. And we are going to see the FIP park factor for the Blue Jays. That is 100, not... Okay, well, let me put it in. 100. Not 101, as the site claims. So, perhaps Fangraphs has just done something in their park factor calculations just to change this value over the couple years since this has come out. So kind of disappointing that we're not going to get the exact same value that Fangraphs has here, but you know, at least we're noticing these differences and we're not blind, you know, like, oh, where's this problem? So yeah, awesome. So PFIP-R9 is going to be our FIP-R9 divided by our pitcher's park factor divided by 100. And so it's going to be the exact same because the Blue Jays played in a league average park, so we don't need to 100 means league average, so we don't need to adjust it. So now we're going to compare it to league average. So now this is where we're going to have to get our league stats. And again, it's very important not to get confused between league average and MLB average. So that's why I'm denoting things with MLB, and then I'm going to be denoting things with league. So in this case, it's going to be American League. So AL home runs, AL walks, AL hit by pitch, AL strikeouts, AL infield fly balls, AL innings pitched, and that should be it, I believe. So let's go find this stuff. So right here, I'm glad, we saved this tab. So what we can just do really is change this from all leagues to just the American League. And now it'll update and just give us the stuff that we want. So how many home runs were there in the American League? There were 2934. How many walks? 7 to 80. Hit by pitch 771. Strikeouts 19244. Infield fly balls. We're gonna have to loop back around for that one. Then 1611 innings pitched. All right, awesome. Now let's just do the same thing here and change from all leagues to just the American League, and boom, 2320. So now we can calculate AL fWAR 9. There we go. So I don't remember the formula, so just tune it back in here. So parenthesis 13 times AL home runs plus 3 times AL walks plus AL hit by pitch minus 2 times AL strikeouts plus AL infield fly balls, parenthesis, divided by AL innings pitched, plus, once more, we're adding the infield FIP constant. Boom. Then we get 4.23. There, boom, boom. Yeah, exactly what we want to see. Awesome. Yeah. just double checking myself. Oh no, that was IF FIP. Now we calculate AL FIP R9. Glad I caught myself there. So that's going to be this, and then once more plus the adjustment that we took earlier. Boom. 0.56. Awesome. Okay, great. Now, runs above average per 9 are AAP 9, and that is going to equal just league FIP R9 minus player FIP R9. Okay, this is the most difficult stat to deal with because there are so many parentheses. So dynamic runs per win equals parenthesis 18 minus I think now I need to collect the game's stats. Yep, I forgot to do that. Which is fine. Cancel. We are gonna wanna insert a column, right? And then now player games started. Now let's take a look at Stroman. I believe he started all of his games, and there were 32. Okay. 32. Boom. Awesome. Now, dynamic runs per win. That is going to be equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minus, 18 minus innings pitched divided by game. Where's his innings pitched? Innings pitched divided by games times league FIP R9 parenthesis plus parenthesis innings pitched divided by game times player FIP R9 parenthesis, divided by 18, parenthesis, plus 2 times 1.5. Oh, I'm missing a parenthesis. Uh-oh. Okay. Let's track that down. Forgot it right here, I believe. There we go. Nice. Cool. So we should get something similar. Yeah, we got something very similar despite our park factor difference. So now we're going to do wins per game above average. Awesome. And that's going to be bada bing divided by bada boom. Awesome. Now replacement level. The ones that are quite easy are fun, but something like this where you've got a million parentheses, million things to keep track of, not as fun. Okay, so parentheses, or no, equals. Awesome. And that's just 0.12 because he's only a starter. Great. Now let's scale to innings pitch. That's wins per game above replacement. And that's going to be U plus U. Awesome. Now, WAR in quotations because it's not quite finished yet. That's going to be this guy times innings pitched over 9. Okay, so this is like our preliminary, first look at WAR. We don't have to take leverage into account because he's just a starting pitcher. We just need to make a final correction. And this correction is quite interesting because there's only so much WAR that can be allotted per season. And so this is a correction to make sure that only 430 WAR is given to pitchers. So that's quite interesting. Just so that, there's 1,000 WAR assigned each season and 430 of it goes to the pitchers. So pretty interesting, I think. So this is going to be WAR-IP, which is we come to the second variable or factor that we are not given and we don't know how to calculate it. For this example, we're just straight given it, but like we can track down the park factor or something like that, we can't track down the WAR-IP. So that's disappointing, and you'll see I'll show shortly in some of the other sheets down here. I tried fooling around with stuff, trying to see what was gonna help me be the most accurate, but it's really disappointing because it's just kind of behind an iron curtain, and we can't really see the nitty-gritty of what's going on behind the scenes. We just have to estimate really what WAR-IP is, and that's kind of frustrating because I spent a lot of effort. I want to find the exact value of WAR, but that's just unfortunately not possible. So let's input this value. So negative 0.000682902 times innings pitched. Let's find that. Boom. So now, final value of WAR is going to be this guy minus this guy. Plus, my bad, plus. That's what happens when you try to go off script. So it gives us 3.5, which right here, they get 3.6, but his actual value of WAR on Fangraphs is given as, why do I have to scroll so far? What is going on? it's formatted very weird when you're not in like this normal kind of thing. In 2016, his WAR is 3.3. So let's just difference equals 3 absolute value 3.3 minus our value of WAR, and that's 0.2. We're off by 0.2, which, like I was saying, is disappointing. I mean, for one, we know that this park factor, the Fangraphs website messed up, so can't do anything about that. And then for future examples where I calculate other pictures, let me just move my camera so I can maximize this and then look at some other stuff. You know, we did a lot of other examples. See, like Rick Porcello, Madison Bumgarner, but all from these examples were taken deliberately from 2016 just to see, you know, is this value of WAR consistent across Major League Baseball? You know, and you'll see I actually in this one got a slightly closer. I wasn't off by 0.2, I was off by 0.199, and that's because I was using a different value. I was using 0.007, and I can actually show that now, why I found that using different values for there are multiple routes you can go. Let me rephrase and restart. So the biggest potential areas for difference are this leverage index multiplier and this WARIP. So I spent a lot of time fooling around trying to just get more accurate readings on I'm moving my camera so I can look at my computer a little bit better. So let's just look at this and see what we did, because I spent a lot of time working and I don't want to open the dictionary. I wrote it somewhere. It must be, nope, not in there. Not in there. Yeah, okay. So here, let's zoom back in. So I calculated 4 different versions of WAR. First was using the leverage, as shown in the other, using this leverage index multiplier. So I worked through every permutation. Using the index multiplier for leverage, yes, and using the correction that we did. Yes leverage, no correction, no leverage, yes correction. That's the official Fangraphs uses, and then also no leverage, no correction. So so we get 3 values of WAR here. Is this Stroman? Yeah, this is Stroman. So we get 4 different values of WAR here, and we're supposed to get 3.3. So WAR 1 that we used was the closest. Which one's that? That is using leverage. So it just could be like that. That's why I use so many test cases and why I calculated so many different versions of WAR, because I wanted to know how much of this is just dumb luck and how much of it is this actually making a noticeable change. So I have like about probably 8 test cases, which isn't a huge sample size, but was enough for me. And you know, incorporating or not incorporating elements of leverage or correction, I found just by taking the average differences and finding the averages that even though the Fangraphs example is a little bit out of date, it had the lowest difference between the WAR I calculated and the WAR displayed on the Fangraphs website, meaning that this is the closest to being right. The third version of WAR, which is the not using leverage, yes using correction, like we just did for Marcus Stroman, that was the most accurate. Second most accurate was not using either leverage or correction, which I found interesting. So yeah, that's leverage and correction. This was more fooling around with the correction and the value of a correction, because on the official Fangraphs website, let's find, oh, am I in the wrong place? Yeah, so they say it's anywhere, the value of WARIP, which it was driving me nuts that I couldn't find the official value, is going to be anywhere between negative 0.0007 and negative 0.0012. And so I was like, okay, so how can I find the most accurate if I don't know what the true value of WARIP is? So I tried different values of WARIP. I tried, for one of them, I tried just using the value from the Stroman example for every single one. And what's a little bit ironic is, so they say, oh, the value of WARIP, it's usually in between negative 0.007 and negative 0.0012. The value for Stroman, it's not in that range. It's lower. Or actually, it's greater. Sorry, it's greater than negative 0.007. So that's just funny, and could be more potential for like kind of going crazy with this. But yeah. So correction 1 using only the Stroman WARIP. For I don't even know if that WARIP is just for Stroman, just for 2016, or like what's going on with it. But for this one, I used the supposed lower end of the spectrum that WARIP could be on, and then the upper end of the spectrum that WARIP could be on. And so what I found was what did I find? What I found was using the first correction, only using Stroman. Well, I mean, you can see these are all remarkably similar because the value of WARIP is very, very, very small. But we got the most accurate readings using only the value of the supposed lower end of the WARIP spectrum, negative 0.0007. So that's why in this official page here, which is supposed to be my official findings, my like final official findings, that we only use negative 0.0007 because I was trying to be as accurate as possible. I think that's it for the Fangraphs WAR calculator. It was really fun to make, and I just it also works for relievers, which was fun because I got to work with some conditional if statements, which I had never done in a spreadsheet before. So I had a little coding name for it. Pitcher is starter, and so no. So for WAR here, if pitcher is not a starter, pretty much, then we're going to add in this leverage adjustment, which is what it says to do right here. This step is just that. Oh, whoops. I hope I didn't mess that up. I don't think I did. As you can see, as maybe you could predict with a relief pitcher, the difference between the WAR that we got and the WAR officially posted on Fangraphs was quite low, a lot lower than some of the rest of these, which means that it's just more accurate, pretty much. And so we can see the sum of the different. That shouldn't be right. Oh no, I don't want the sum, I want the average. Was that the average? Oh, maybe I did change something. Because that's not supposed to be there. Yeah, we don't need that. So the actual average is 0.176. I'm very glad I caught that because the average difference is not like whatever it just said it was, like 0.4. The average difference is 0.176, which basically 0.2. I'm off by 0.2, which I wish I wasn't. I wish I was right on the dot, but I got as close as I can get, and I really dived into the nitty gritty and really found what kind of makes Fangraphs tick, and that was really fun. It was a really fun experience, and I really enjoyed it. And I'd really like to thank my professor, Professor Irving, for helping me with this, for doing this independent study project with me. Even though here I am on summer break, still working on it, still trying to finalize things. It was quite fun, and I'm really grateful for the experience. And I'm certainly not done. I want to keep going with this. I want to move on to baseball reference fWAR, and just keep chasing things that are exciting to me. So yeah, thank you very much for listening and watching.